This question comes from Priya, who asks, what if the internet stopped working for a week? So at exactly midnight, every internet connection on Earth just stops. No warning, no explanation. Let's see what happens. Hour 1. Most people assume it's their router. About 4.5 billion people simultaneously unplug their modems, wait 30 seconds, and plug them back in. This accomplishes nothing, but it's basically instinct at this point. Hour 3. People start calling their internet service providers, except the call centers use internet-based phone systems. Nobody can get through. Panic begins spreading on social media, but wait, social media requires the internet. People are now panicking alone in their homes with no way to share that panic, which somehow makes it worse. Hour 6. The first major systems start failing. Modern hospitals use cloud-based patient record systems. A 2021 Johns Hopkins study found that 92% of U.S. hospitals rely on internet connectivity for critical operations. Doctors can't access patient histories, medication lists, or test results. They're essentially practicing 1970s medicine with 2020s expectations. Emergency services are struggling. 911 dispatch centers use networked databases to coordinate ambulances, fire trucks, and police. Without internet, dispatchers are using paper maps and landline phones. Response times are increased by an estimated 340%, according to emergency management researchers. Day 1. Financial markets have been closed since the opening bell. Stock exchanges are entirely electronic now. There's no physical trading floor to fall back on. The New York Stock Exchange hasn't had face-to-face trading since 2007. Global markets are frozen. No trades, no transactions, no price discovery. Banks are in crisis mode. ATMs don't work. They need internet to verify account balances. Credit cards don't work. Every transaction requires online authorization. A 2020 Federal Reserve study found that only 8% of transactions in developed countries use physical cash. Suddenly, that's the only thing that works. People are raiding their homes for spare change. That $47.20s you forgot about in a drawer, you're now the richest person in your neighborhood. Stores can't process electronic payments, which is about 97% of all retail transactions. Most businesses simply close. The ones that stay open are doing mental math on calculators and making change by hand. A grocery cashier in 2025 has roughly the same calculation skills as a 1950s grocery cashier, which is to say, minimal. Day 2. Supply chains are collapsing. Modern logistics rely entirely on internet-connected tracking systems. A 2019 MIT supply chain analysis found that Amazon's distribution network processes 13.7 million location updates per hour. Every truck, every package, every warehouse uses GPS and online databases. Without internet, delivery companies have no idea where their trucks are. Warehouse managers don't know what inventory they have. Retail stores can't order new stock. The global just-in-time delivery system, which keeps exactly enough products moving to meet demand, grinds to a halt. Grocery stores are running out of fresh food. Milk, bread, produce, these get delivered daily based on real-time inventory data. That system is now dead. Day 3. Medication supplies are becoming critical. Pharmacies use online databases to verify prescriptions and check insurance coverage. Many prescriptions are transmitted electronically from doctors. Without internet, pharmacies are operating from handwritten notes and phone calls. A 2022 healthcare study estimated that 60% of Americans take at least one prescription medication daily. People with chronic conditions are starting to miss doses. Air travel has been completely shut down since hour 1. Modern aviation relies on a system called ACARS, Aircraft Communications Addressing and Reporting System, which transmits flight plans, weather data, and maintenance information via internet. Without it, the FAA has grounded all flights as a safety precaution. Approximately 45,000 flights per day in the US alone, just gone. Day 4. Power grids are starting to fail. Modern electrical grids use internet-connected sensors to balance supply and demand in real time. A 2018 Department of Energy report found that the U.S. power grid makes roughly 30,000 automated adjustments per day based on online data. Without these adjustments, grid operators are manually balancing load, something they haven't had to do since the 1980s. They're not very good at it anymore. Rolling blackouts begin in major cities. Water treatment facilities are struggling. They use automated systems that require internet to monitor chemical levels, flow rates, and contamination. A water quality engineer I spoke with said most facilities have manual backup procedures, but staff haven't actually practiced them in over a decade. Some cities are issuing boil water advisories just to be safe. Day 5. Global communication has collapsed into chaos. International phone calls mostly route through internet protocols now. Countries are effectively isolated. Diplomats are using shortwave radio and telegram systems that haven't been maintained since the 1990s. The president can't communicate securely with military commanders overseas. Nuclear early warning systems, which partially rely on internet connectivity, are running on backup analog systems designed during the Cold War. Defense analysts are getting nervous. Businesses have lost an estimated $1.3 trillion so far. That's based on a 2023 economic study that calculated internet-dependent economic activity at roughly $185 billion per day globally. This isn't just tech companies, it's retail, healthcare, manufacturing, transportation, everything. Day 6. Social order is degrading. People have been without reliable information for almost a week. Rumors spread through word of mouth. Someone's neighbor heard that the government is hoarding food. Someone else heard it was a cyber attack by a foreign power. No one can fact-check anything because Google doesn't work. Local radio and TV stations are broadcasting, but they're mostly saying we don't know what's happening either. Police departments report a 230% increase in theft. People are stealing food, generators, and cash, not because society has collapsed, but because normal economic activity has collapsed. You can't buy food with a credit card if the card reader needs internet. Then, at midnight, the internet comes back. Every system tries to reconnect simultaneously. It's the largest surge of traffic in internet history. Routers overheat. Servers crash from the load. It takes another 6 hours for things to stabilize. The aftermath is staggering. Financial markets have lost $1.5 trillion in value. Supply chains will take 3 weeks to fully restore. Hospitals report 340 excess deaths from delayed care. Several countries are on the brink of declaring martial law. A congressional investigation begins immediately. The conclusion: modern civilization has a single point of failure, and we just found it. So what if the internet stopped working for a week? Technically, we'd survive, but the global economy would suffer damage comparable to a medium-sized war. Millions of people would face serious hardship, and we'd all realize something terrifying. We've built a world that literally cannot function without constant connectivity. The internet isn't a luxury anymore. It's infrastructure, like water and electricity, and we just turned it off for 7 days.